Why the 1994 edition of the TROM manual as opposed to the 2014? Two reasons. One, the 2014 manual puts in a lot more information about session administration, how to write up a session, how to keep track of your session, etc., etc., etc. Even the information on how to use an e-meter from the Scientology materials. In fact, the entire write-up on session keeping is pretty much verbatim out of the Scientology administrative write-up. And that's fine, and it's necessary and needed for people who are really going to do this thing. You're really going to do it. You don't get to that point where you decide you're really going to do it until you realize how significant the information is. And the way the information is laid out from Dennis, it's far too significant for the average person to understand the significance of the material. It's just too deep. And it takes a lot of prior training, maybe, in Scientology. It takes a lot of repeated readings. It takes a lot of leaving the material and coming back to it, taking a break. It takes a lot of time. And the 2014 thing just is fine. We're going to need that when you get to that point. But having it up at the front, I think, is discouraging, because it's already overwhelming material to begin with. And then you look at what all that's entailed with doing session records. That's very overwhelming. And I don't think that one is going to go for it. It's going to stop them. I have not gone through the 2014 manual and seen all of the differences between the 2014 and the 94. What I have noticed is the addition of the record keeping and the addition of the enhanced goal, on running the enhanced goal as a kind of a but kind of a fix-up, because it seems like that would be an idea where everybody is really knocked about by the enhanced goal and must not be enhanced and all the stuff that goes along with it. And I have to look at that more, because I recall and I know that Dennis said in his materials that going into the junior goals without first doing the senior goal is asking for trouble. Exactly why, the technical reasons, I'm sorry, they just don't come to mind right now. But I know they were there, and I did understand it when I first ran into it, but I can't bring it up right now. So that's the second reason why I haven't put out the audio versions of the 2014 manual. I think there is additional material besides the enhanced and besides the record keeping. I think there's a few other lectures that Dennis gave that have been incorporated into the 2014 book, but I've not been able to go through it and put them side by side and see what is actually added. There's a third reason. I too have glaucoma, just like Dennis did. And my glaucoma is, in case you don't know, it's deadening of the visible field that you can see. And for most people, it's on the sides, and all they can see is in front, and they have what's called tunnel vision. The other kind of glaucoma is where it's reverse, and you can see on the periphery pretty good, but your central vision goes shot, and you can't see the entire letter. Is that an H or is that an N? You can't tell. Is that an L or an I? Because you've just got so many missing spots right in your central reading vision that it's just excruciatingly difficult to read. So that's why I converted the PDF of the book to audio, so that I could, take advantage of it. I had tried to read it. I can't. I had listened to a lot of the other lectures that Dennis has put up, and they're very interesting, but they're all advanced. And the ones on the background, his involvement with Hubbard, those are interesting too. And I listened to all of them. I think there's at least 20 of them. And because I couldn't read the book, I said, let me listen to these, let me see where it's at. And as an ex-Scientologist, yes, it's very intriguing stuff, and it's very much fun, but it's not the basic message that Dennis has put out, and that is in the 94, probably in the 2014, because the beginning of the 2014 looks to be identical with the 94 version. But that write-up, and of course the first one was the write-up in 78, the very first publication that Dennis put out, and the 94 version is with the addition of those addendums to theory, addendums to practical, and Pete McLaughlin added those in for the 94, and then he went on to add the additional stuff for the 2014. And anyhow, so that's why the 94 version is the one that I've pursued. There's three reasons that I can't really compare the 14 with the 94. I don't think it's right to go into running Enhance before you've run the senior goal package. And I don't agree with piling on all of that administrative procedure stuff at the outset. I'm glad it's there, and people will need it if and when they get to the point of actually taking up this thing methodically. So that's why there's the 94 version, and I've converted it to audio. I've taken quite a lot of pains on getting the enunciation, the emphasis as best as I can with the text-to-speech program. A lot of commas and things like that, and I've changed a few words here and there, or changed the sentence structure slightly because I just couldn't make the text-to-speech program make sense out of the original material the way it was. It just was it was just not working. So please do resort to the actual PDF and read it. You've got vision, you can do it. You've got vision, you can do it, you can see, you can read it, you can take your time, you can get into it, you can put it away, you can walk away, you can do the reach and the withdraw and work on it. But yeah, take the PDF, read it, and if the audio is of help, I think it is, because you can plug it into your iPhone or whatever device you've got and listen to it. It's a lot easier to listen to it while you're taking a walk or driving or what have you, and repeat and go over the material again and again and again and again, which is what it takes to really absorb and understand the material. So I think there is an advantage in having the audio. If somebody could come along and do a better job of converting it to audio, please have at it. Of course, Dennis did say that please do not alter my material. Use it, get it out there, take advantage of it, but all I ask is that you don't alter my writings, Dennis's writings, and I have tried very hard not to alter his writings, except in those very few instances, I think less than 7 instances, where I've changed words, added commas, changed sentence structure in order for it to be understandable on the audio. So I hope that's of some help to all this, and I hope that you have a lot of fun, a lot of gains in straightening your crazy self out. Good luck with it. Oh, and of course, my primary purpose in putting that thing into audio and using the 94 version is to make it understandable, to have it make sense, have it be at all comprehensible, period. It is just far, far, far too significant to understand in one read, and the repeated audio, given a lot of time in between listenings, has enabled me, anyhow, to get a much better understanding of where Dennis is coming from and where this material can lead.